All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our weekly Teen Passion Call, which is now on Thursday nights at 8 o'clock. So I know at the end, it's almost the end of the week and everyone's kind of tired at this time. But it seems to be a good enough time that works for everyone. If we want, we can change it to Wednesday, but for now, we'll kind of keep it on Thursday, keep it consistent, and see how this goes. So tonight, I wanted to talk about. I want to kind of rein everybody in. I think when we have a new Coach Basics group this week, so I want to make sure we're kind of on the same page with everybody there. And I think what happens with our Coach Basics groups is all the assignments are posted, and the first 2 days everybody's really excited and they're doing it, and then all of a sudden people start dying out day 3, day 4, day 5. And so it's a good timing that we have the call here tonight, because I want to just kind of share what works for me on a daily basis and everybody on this team, but also what worked for them when they started this business. I think it seems easier to us that have been doing it for a while. So I want to just kind of take you through that process to know that we were all where you are right now, feeling overwhelmed, not knowing where to start, not feeling like they have enough time, and then saying, forget it, and throwing their hands up in the air. Right. And so I want to just kind of rein it all in and pull it all together. This call is always open for you to unmute yourself. I think there's a button that even says like raise hand. And so I might be able to find that and unmute you. But you can type in the chat box, hey, Nicole, I have a question. And I'll try to make sure I see that as well. So I will, I try to keep these right around 30 minutes, especially if you're listening here live. We're all tired. We're all early from what I see. We're all early morning workout buddies. So I totally get it. And then for the people that are listening on the recording, I don't want you to look at the recording and go, it's 45 minutes, forget it. So let's get started. So what did I do in the very beginning? So 9 years ago, so one of the things I like to talk about, that there's like a disadvantage and an advantage to this. In the very beginning, 9 years ago, we knew nothing and there were no trainings. There were no Facebook pages, there were no challenge groups, there was nothing. So it was very simple. There was a coach online office and there was a team page, and that was it. And so we would go to live events to learn things. There was a National Wake Up Call. I forget what it was called back then, morning call or something. And that was kind of it. So it was very simple. Now there's training after training, group after group. And so now it's a little bit of overload, right? So it can work by you just doing what I did in the beginning. And it's very much what we teach now. Things have changed with social media, so we do teach new social media trends. But other than that, the same stuff works. We are in a relationship marketing business, meaning we are building relationships with people so that we can help them feel as good as we do. We are working on ourselves, being products of the products. We are connecting, sharing, inviting. We are doing our personal development. We're plugging into the team. That's the key. That's it. Those are the 4 things you have to do every day. The recognition piece was an added piece. It's fun to recognize people, and we just kind of do that naturally. I don't think we need to be reminded to recognize people because it's fun, and that's something we just do all the time. We're always giving each other shout outs. So my 4th vital behavior that I like to say is plugging into the team. So when you're like, I'm so overwhelmed, I have no idea what to do, I'm 3 assignments behind on the Coach Basics, this is when you go into Coach Basics and go, oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed, I'm 3 assignments behind in Coach Basics, somebody help me. Or, hey, I've missed 3 workouts. What do I do? All of that. This is called leaning in, plugging in, being on these calls, making sure you know that you are not alone. That is one thing I never felt in the beginning. I never felt alone. None of us knew what we were doing, but we all figured it out together. So that's that's what you do every day. You decide when you're going to work this business. So that was your first assignment in Coach Basics this week. When am I going to work the business? And for some of you, that looks different on Monday and on Thursday. I get that. It does for me too, with activities and errands and things that we have to do. But in the very beginning, the girls were 2 months old and 4 years old. And Mark was working full time. So I had a very small window of time to work this business. It was at night from 8 to 10 o'clock. So I would, back in the day, grab some coffee at about 7:30, and I would get to work because Ella was only 2 months old. She wasn't sleeping, and I was still getting up at 5 a.m. to do my P90X workout. So those were over an hour. That's all we had. All we had is P90X, Insanity, and Slim in 6. That was it. We had 3 programs. So again, very simple. And then, I worked on my business from 8 to 10 o'clock. So what I did do is I worked out in the morning. I did do personal development throughout the day. If I was in the car, I was listening to it, or if I was doing laundry, I was listening to it, or when the girls were napping, I would sit down and read. But the majority of my work, my connecting, my inviting, my sharing was all done in that 2-hour window. And so this is where this comes into play. This is your business activity tracker that corporate has come out with. I highly recommend, for new coaches especially, use this for your first 90 days. So pretend that this is your business is pressing play on your workout, right? So this is 90 days of your business. So print out, what's that in weeks? 12 weeks. Print out 12 weeks of your business activity tracker. Label, week 1, because this covers a whole week. You can actually send this through email to Staples and have them print it out, and then you go pick it up, or however you want to do this, but get it in a binder, something. Have loose leaf paper in your binder for you to take notes in your Coach Basics. Something that I would be doing is I would sit down at the computer at 8 o'clock. I would do some personal development first because it gets me in the right mindset to work my business. And then I would go through my list of people on Facebook and I would start making connections. So one of the very first assignments I ever did as a new coach is I wrote down in a notebook every single friend of mine on Facebook, all 250 of them. So I had 250 friends on Facebook. As a brand new coach, I wrote down everybody's name. I would count down 10 people and I would draw a line. 10, draw a line, okay? So I had groups of 10. And my first assignment for that night after my personal development was, okay, who are these 10 people? I wouldn't prejudge. I wouldn't go, I don't really want to talk to them. I would just go, okay, number 1 is Anne. Oh, Anne and I used to work together. I'm going to send Anne a message and see what she's been up to since we worked together. Awesome. My next one, oh, that's Auntie Jane. Okay, I'm actually going to message Auntie Jane and tell her that I just started a new business and I'm super excited, and would she be interested in learning about an amazing superfood shake that she could drink on the way to work every day. So that was one of my invites. Next is Julie. Oh, Julie and I went to high school. And before I would send a message, I would go on their Facebook and I would check their last 5 or 6 posts. And I remember doing this with a ton of people from high school. I'd be like, oh my gosh, they have 3 kids and they're so cute. Oh, and I would reach right out. And instead of stalking their page, I would reach right out and I'd be like, oh my gosh, you have 3 kids. How old are they? What are their names? What's new? I have 2 girls, blah, blah. And I would just ask them all about themselves. Then I would get to the next person. Oh, okay, this is my friend. We go out to dinner at least once a month. Hey, here's what I just started doing. Do you want to join me? And that's how it went every single day with the first 10 people. Some of them would get an invite right away because it was someone I talked to a lot. And some of them I needed to reconnect with. And so I would check their Facebook real quick. One of the other reasons why you want to check their Facebook real quick is to make sure nothing tragic just happened in their lives, or you just want to be careful. You want to make sure they're not already a Beachbody coach, something along those lines. You're looking for things where it's okay to reach out type thing. Or even if they did have a loss, you could reach out and say, I'm sorry for your loss or something like that. Just be mindful of what you're doing. And treat each person like different, meaning don't copy and paste, hey, what have you been up to since high school? And then copy and paste treat each person as a new, excited conversation, that you care about that person, that you're excited to hear about their life, that you want to know what they're up to. For us, if we've been doing this a little longer, this list of people might be the people that are liking and commenting on your stuff. So these might be, hey, you've already done this before. So you may want to say, oh, okay, these people are liking and commenting on all of my stuff, whether it's personal stuff or not, and reach out and say, oh, thank you so much for liking my post about, this new recipe I just tried. Do you have any new recipes that you could share with me? Just have these natural conversations. Don't overthink it, but also think it through too. So that they're like, oh, you want them to stop and know that you care. Now, you can't only keep your 250 Facebook friends and keep repeating this process, right? Because you're going to be done with this list in 10 days. So you have to be now, how else am I going to keep adding to this list? Oh, there's a suggestion of friends on Facebook who I should become friends with. Great, friend them. Don't worry about how you know them, where they came from. Don't just hit it. Unless it's a Beachbody coach that has 10 or 20 other friends in common, then you don't really have to do that. People who are watching your Instagram stories, start putting them on the list. People who are liking your stuff on Instagram, start putting them on the list. Go through your phone. Put people, maybe not people aren't on social media. You have many family members, put them on the list. People you do business with, your hairdresser, your accountant, your landscaper, anybody, put that. Mark's always out talking to whoever's working in our yard. He's always like, hey, our landscaper drinks Red Bull, or Monster drinks or something. So Mark's been out there with Shakeology samples. Hey dude, I got something better, So I go out and bring him water and this, so we have, our accountant has a couple people that are coaches under us. You always want to be thinking, your kids' friends, now that many of us have kids, there's these moms that we can start connecting with. Get them on the list. Your holiday card list, right? Go through that list. Put them on the list. Mark's yelling from the other room. The gym teacher tonight saw this sweatshirt and was like, oh, you do Beachbody? Ella's gym teacher. And I'm like, yes. She's like, I just started. I'm in love with it. I can't believe I didn't want to join it. I was going to join a gym, but this was like a no-brainer, So I know. So we left, and I'm like, oh, what's her name? So I gotta try to look up the gym teacher, right? All of these people that you want to start making connections with, and so you want to make sure you have this business activity tracker, but then you also have this master list of people that you're always adding to. All of those people that you're like, hey, how's life? Blah, 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 blah. Most likely, they are going to ask you about what you do before you have to think about inviting them. But only if you are consistently posting on your Facebook a balanced life. So you're posting about your workouts, you may be posting some recipes, maybe about your personal development, but you're also posting that you're a mom, that you're a dog person, that you're a cat person, that you have a guinea pig, a rabbit, a whatever. Things are happening outside of your Beachbody world. So one of two things are going to happen. When you send your high school friend a message going, oh my gosh, you have 3 kids now, how old are they, blah, 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 they are immediately going to go to your page. And they're going to look. And if all they see is Beachbody stuff, they're going to be like, oh, I know why she's reaching out to me. You know, and it's going to be an unfollow button or an unfriend button, right? So you have to make sure that there's this balance. So they're either going to do that, or they're going to go, oh, I see that you have 2 kids too. They're so cute. Looks like they're into dance, blah, blah, blah. Or they're going to be like, oh, do you work out from home? I've been looking into that thing. You know, maybe not right away on that first message, but after a couple messages, most likely they're going to see something in your life that they're going to do the same thing you did. They're going to check the last 5 or 6 posts, and they're going to reach back out to you. So, but just have that natural conversation. So that's another reason why in the Coach Basics, people said you have to be posting consistently. If you're someone who hardly ever posts on Facebook right now, then your only goal with posting on Facebook is to get 1 post up a day right now, or 2. I would say 2. If you can really get 2 up, something about life, and then something about what, like your fitness or your Shakeology or your share a recipe or something, you want to make sure you're adding value to people. So you've got to get 2 posts up a day, 1 in the morning, 1 at night, like 9 a.m., 9 p.m., or 6 a.m., 6 p.m., whatever that looks like for you. Don't stress about when. Just when you wake up before you go to bed, or when you wake up when you get home from work, whatever that looks like. Make sure your social media is public. Unless you want to post a picture of your kids, you can make those private. But when you hit post, there's a privacy little setting, and make sure it's the world, the globe, because you want everybody to see it. Because what happens is, say you make a post and it's like, who likes pumpkin spice or whatever, and you're talking about pumpkin spice. If it's private, only your friends are going to see it. But if it's public, it'll come up on other people's feeds as their friend posted on your post. So if we're all friends on here, and then say Stephanie and I aren't friends, but she's friends with Christina, she sees that Christina posted on my thing. So then Stephanie's like, oh, what's Christina posting on? And she'll go, and then she might reply. You know, so we might not be friends, Stephanie and I, but she sees that her friend Christina is posting on somebody's post, and she might go and make a post too. So that's why it has to be public. And then it's also shareable. So if you have a great recipe that you share, if it's only friends of friends, it's private, they can't share it. So you sometimes see a lot of that places with, can you make this shareable? And it just means, can you make it public? And a lot of people try to share out of groups, and you can't really do that because it's a private group. So you'll see something that says like attachment unavailable or something. That means they've shared it out of a private group or something private. So you want to make sure those are all public. If you're also someone who constantly hits the share button, I need you to get out of that habit. Like, stop sharing other people's stuff. Like, you want people to share your stuff, but you've got to, like, if you want to share something, copy the link and make it look like your own type thing. You're still giving that person credit, but it's like a post from you, and talk about it. I did that on my like page today. I posted, like, it was like a picture, and just talk about what that picture meant to you, or what that quote meant to you, or what that like, why are you sharing that? Is that funny to you? Whatever it is. Talk about it, but do a copy link thing instead of just, because you don't want your feed to look like a ton of shares, a ton of, Beachbody stuff. Like, you've got to put thought into what you want the world to know you as. Like, there's a lot of people on the team that I'm like, are they a mom? Like, I don't even know. Like, I can't really tell. Or are they, I don't really know their life. Like, I know that they love working out, but that's all I know. Like, so make sure you're like, pretend you're talking to me every day. You're like, oh, Nicole doesn't really know me. Like, use me. Just be like, what should I tell Nicole today? Like, just you, one person. What should I tell Nicole today? Use me. Just because you've got to make sure people know who you are. Like, because what ends up happening, people know that I love Target. I have an addiction. People know that I love Shamar Moore. People know that I love Disney. People know that my kids dance and that Ella does gymnastics. do you know how many people share things to my timeline all the time? I thought of you with this. I thought of you with this. Like when Target came out with their own shipping, or Disney is coming into Target. Like it's like marrying all my worlds together. I'm like, what? What's happening? Yeah, Disney stores coming into Target. Thank you. Like, so all of these people are always, if I miss a Shamar Moore post, somebody make sure I see a little sneak peek of him. Like there's lots that are being shared. I do this with Monica a lot lately on Instagram. I keep seeing all these nightmare. What's it called? The Nightmare Before Christmas. Is that what it's called? Tim Burton's Nightmare Before. What is it, Monica? What is it called?
Yeah, that's it.
Before,
okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So she like loves Jack Skelly and Sally. So I'm always tagging her. Like Vans is coming out with their own Nightmare Before Christmas shoes. I'm like, oh my God, you need these, right? Because I know that Monica loves that. So it's just, you've gotta start. You want people to do that for you too. So you want to make sure that people know what you do. And then basically, so that's like the core of what you do in those 2 hours, or your power hour. You're taking that list of 10 and you're connecting, you're inviting, you're thinking about your social media. You're saying, what does Nicole need to know about me tonight? You're like, that's like the core of what you need to be working on every day and what you need to be thinking on. And then the rest of the stuff is kind of just sharing, training, catching up on things. Oh, did I do that assignment? Journaling, doing your personal development, listening to the National Wake Up Call, listening to this call, right? The rest of this stuff is all kind of extra credit, but that is the core of what you need to make sure you're doing every day consistently, like your workout, like drinking your Shakeology, like brushing your teeth, like showering, like this, connecting, inviting, posting at least 2 times a day on social media, learning maybe about stories, about Instagram, about different things, connecting with at least 10 people. These are the things that you need to be doing every day, no matter what. Personal development, inviting, connecting, sharing, posting on social media, being a proof the product works, and plugging into the team. Did I say that too fast? Because I do say it a lot. So I think maybe you guys got it. And then that's like outlined all here for you. It's, did I drink Shakeology? Yes. Did I work out? Yes. Did I initiate connections and add followers? Yes. I just told you how to do that. Did I do a social media post? Yes. I just told you you're supposed to do that. Look at me. I know this like the back of my hand. Am I posting about daily life? Check. Workout clips? Check. Right? Am I responding to people who are liking and commenting my stuff? What? Yes, I just told you how to do that. Am I inviting at least a few people to my challenge group or to join me in coaching? Yes, because there's at least 2 or 3 people in there from your list of 10, or people who are liking and commenting. Have you followed up with all those people that are invited, right? Are you contributing to your challenge group? Meaning, are you posting in the workout log? Are you talking about your nutrition? Yes. Did you do your personal development? Yes. That should all take you 1 hour or less. So, especially if you have your list of 10, like I talked about, and you're constantly adding to it, and you're constantly thinking of new ways to find people, then yes. Another great way to have new people come in is to create a public event on Facebook. So you can Google how to do that if you're not quite sure how to do it. But if you go to the left side of your screen on your computer, there's events, and then a button pops up that says create. And just make sure you choose public and not private. And you create a public event, and this is necessarily like a sneak peek into your challenge group, which is our challenge group, the Team Passion Fit Tribe. You are more than welcome to use that for your people until you're ready to open your own. But you make an event, and you can call it, back to school, fall into fitness, leaves a change in, time for you to change. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Get something around Halloween, like something that's happening that around this time of year, whatever it is. Clean up your nutrition, anything, okay? You call it something. You choose a date for when it's going to begin. So the event is you're leading up to your challenge group. So the date that you're choosing means that's when your challenge group is going to begin, or that's when everybody that you've invited are going to begin at the same time in the Fit Tribe group or something. And each day you go into the event and you post a description of what you're doing. Don't overthink it. Like, what would you want people to know about your challenge group, right? And you post about it. And like, so today is the 12th. So you could create, when we get off this phone, this call tonight, you could create a challenge group to start on the 30th. So September 30th, the last Monday of the month, or October 7th, the first Monday of the next month, whatever you want to do. Choose one of those two dates, either 9:30 or 10:07. Maybe 10:07. I'm gonna guess with 10:07 because you want people to place their order by like 9:28 to 9:30. You want them to place their order a good week and a half before the group is ready to begin or before they're ready to begin, okay? So you have 2 weeks to post like crazy awesome into this group because you want them to order in 2 weeks, even though the group starts on 10/7. Yes? Am I clear with that? But they have up until 10/6 to order, basically, because we know we get immediate access to stuff, but make it a sense of urgency that they have to order by 9:28, and so they're starting on 10/7. So every day you go in that event, share your workout, share. This is an opportunity for you to share maybe more things salesy than you would on your timeline, on your news feed or on your social media feed, okay? So this gives you an opportunity to share a recipe from Ultimate Portion Fix or an idea, this is how I do my morning workout. Here's how I get ready, and post a picture of your workout clothes laid out the night before, or post a picture of yourself in your workout clothes that you sleep in. I'll be a little constricting with the sports bra, but maybe you do all but the sports bra. But don't take a picture of yourself without the sports bra. Or maybe you want to go viral. You can do that too. All good. So you just, whatever works for you, but share what has worked for you. Share your story in there. Go live in there. Post a video in there. So use this as a sneak peek into what they're gonna get and make it all about them. What are they going to get from you? Here's how it worked for me. Here's how it can work for you. And choose, like, if are you gonna do an Ultimate Portion Fix group, or are you gonna do a Beachbody On Demand group, or are you gonna do a Shakeology group, or can they do any of it? Whatever, just kind of decide so that you have this path of maybe 2 to 3 programs for them to choose from. If they're a beginner, maybe you're going to start them with 21 Day Fix real time, just so you have, instead of being like, you can start with anything, right? Give them a path to follow. Because again, we're overwhelmed as coaches with all these Coach Basics assignments this week sometimes, right? They're going to be overwhelmed if you're like, here's the library of Beachbody On Demand. And the scrolling continues, right? Like you want to be like, here's where I started. Here's where I suggest all my clients start. And here's why, right? And so they're going to be like, okay, you're the professional. You're the expert. I trust you. 21 Day Fix real time. I'm in. Like, if you suggest that to them, or if they're like, I'm just coming off an injury. I need something that's low impact. Let's do some PiYo. So whatever you're going to suggest to them, they're going to do. So you have to be the expert, and you've got to know who they are. What are they looking for? What do they tend to like? Do they like intense? Do they want low key? Are they a beginner? Do they want to only focus on nutrition? Some people just want Shakeology, and that's okay. That's all I had to offer people in the beginning, because I wasn't about to, not everybody was going to do P90X or Insanity. And that, like I said, those were my only choices other than Slim and 6, which were like 6 workouts over and over and over and over. So I think we had Power 90 too, but we had like such a small group of workouts. So I was always like, just drink Shakeology, just replace the meal with Shakeology. Oh, what used to happen back in the day? They would get a DVD with 3 Shakeology workouts to do. They were like super low key workouts that went along with Shakeology. They should bring those back. But now we have clean week. Do they only want to start with clean week? Like I love that clean week on the screen. You have to look for the person doing the intensified version. Like your modifier is your trainer. Like she's like the low impact stuff is all on screen. You have to like search if you want to go and do anything harder than what's being happening. So the clean week is great. So that's what you're doing with the event. And then it starts on 10/7. You get everybody ready. You talk to them privately. You can put them in their own group, or you can put them with us in the big group. But make sure you're connecting with them privately. Work on having 3 people come in. By 10/7, you have 3 people that are going to join you in Team Passion Fit Tribe. But you're also going to have maybe a little thread with them privately, because the big group might be overwhelming for them. But let them know that we're all there and we're all amazing and awesome and so cool that they're going to feel more than welcome and don't have to feel weird because it's so big, because we're all amazing, right? But you can still talk to them privately, but just set a goal to help 3 people. Maybe 3 people, just do one does a Beachbody On Demand membership, one does Clean Week, one does 21-day fix real time, whatever. Just set a goal to help 3 people by October 7th. They're placing their order by 9/28, but they're starting something on 10/7. Okay? Did this help? Did this help bring it all down to the basics? Does anyone have any questions? Like, I know it looks scary. We've got my biggest advice for you, if you're in Team Passion Coaches, Team Passion Fit Tribe, in the Coach Basics group, is for you to write down those 3 groups and write down what they're for. Okay, Team Passion Fit Tribe is where I log my workouts and talk in my nutrition on the nutrition log. Okay, Team Passion Coaches is where I take this business activity tracker and I go and I post in the comments that says Team Passion Business Activity Tracker for the day, and I tell people what I did, and I'm accountable to myself and to the team. So every day we pin an announcement called Team Passion BAT, Business Activity Tracker, and you can either post a picture of this or you can just talk to us about what you're doing. So you'll see, if you go there now, you'll see everybody's comments. So you can copy, do whatever you want there. You're also looking in Team Passion Coaches page for when's the team call? When is there anything I need to look at in there? I don't post a ton in there so that it's not super overwhelming. And the Coach Basics, you're only doing this week. I would take snapshots of all the Coach Basics assignments and maybe repeat those. Or if you missed any, do them again. I'm going to leave them up. I'm not going to delete them. So you have all weekend to kind of catch up. And then maybe your favorite ones that you loved doing, write them down so that in your notebook, so that you do those again. And then you're done with Coach Basics. So, okay, that group's done until the 1st of next month. Now I just need to be in Team Passion Fit Tribe and Team Passion Coaches. Okay, cool. Right? So if you chunk things down, okay, good. This is helpful. Good. If you chunk things down, it's like just like your to-do list, right? You're like, oh my God, I got to do laundry. I got to go grocery shopping. I got to cook dinner. The kids have to be at dance. I have no idea how I'm going to have time to do anything. And then you write it all down and you go, check. And at the end of the day, you're like, oh shoot, I kind of rock. I just did all that. I'm amazing. Go me. Right? And I worked out, right? So it's the same thing with this business. Don't go, forget it, this is too overwhelming. Go, okay, what's that call Nicole did on September 12th? I'm going to go listen to that one again because she broke it down very easily, and there's only 4 things I need to do every day. What were those 4 things again? Be a product of the product, right? Do your personal development. Invite, connect, share, post on social media, and plug into the team. And plugging into the team is those 2 areas that I just talked about. You go into Team Passion Fit Tribe, you post about your workout. Can I actually ask a favor? Only about a handful of us are doing this. I think we've gotten away from it. when you post your workout in the log, can you comment on the last 5 people that posted before you and then wait about 10 minutes or so, or remind yourself, go back and comment on the 5 people after, right? So just say, woohoo, amazing job, you're amazing, right? Whatever, like just something, the 5 people that posted just before you and the 5 people that post after you. That would just be super helpful. I try in the morning around like 11 to go through everybody's post up until then, but then I'm like done for the day. I'm like busy, things go. So I don't have time when the girls are at all these activities to go and post on like the second half of the day. And so the second half of the day, people kind of get neglected. So if you guys could help with that, that would be like awesome. So that's it. Those are the 4 things you do. And when you're inviting and you're connecting with people, you're literally just talking to them like a human being. You're asking them how their life is, what's new, how was their summer. That's it. Like, it doesn't have to be like, oh my gosh, what am I going to say? Somebody give me a script. Because that's weird. Like, don't be weird. Like, don't ask for a script. Because that's like, I'll be like, no. Like, I've never given anyone a script in 9 years. I give you an idea of what I say, but I don't want you to ever use it. Because we know what happens with things like that. Like, if someone gives me a script and they're like, this is what you should say, hey girl, blah, blah, I'm like, okay, I don't use those terms. Why would I say hey girl to somebody, right? And it's okay if you do that. I know there are people who love sending hey girl messages, more power to you. I am not a hey girl person. But I may send a message and be like, hey, what's up? How was your summer? Like, that's it. Or, hey, do you have some health goals you're working on? What can I help you with? Is there something I can help you with? Like, that's all. My invites, like, that's how they sound. Like, honestly, they're like, hey, did you see that I'm starting a new challenge group on 10/7? I know we talked a couple months ago and you weren't ready. Is this a good time? I don't have an invite script because I'm a human. I'm not a robot, and I'm just talking to someone. And each person I'm talking to differently. Like, so I can tell when people don't answer me when I basically checked, and I do this, so I'm guilty, that I've checked them off a list. Like, I'm like, okay, these are the 10 people I need to follow up. And the message says something like, hey, are there some health goals I can help you work on in the fall? And I send that to 10 people. And like 1 responds. And I'm like, okay, yeah, no, that sucked, Nicole. You didn't think about it. You didn't ask them how they were. You didn't ask them how their summer was. You just like, it was a crap, I need to check off 10 people. And I am guilty. And so these calls are good for me to train you on too, because it's a reminder, like, yeah, stop doing that shit. Like, people want you to remember what you talked about before, and they want to know that you're thinking of them, not just in that way. And it's okay for some of those people, if you talk to them a lot and you're like, hey, I haven't seen you in the Team Passion Fit Tribe group. Have you decided on a goal for the fall? Is that something I can help you with? Like, just talk to them a little bit more than like a one-liner. Yes. Helpful. Good. Any questions? Okay, good. I'm glad we reined it all in, came together, because I know it can get overwhelming, but I'm telling you, this entire sheet will take you an hour or less if you just prioritize it and check it off and sit down and focus. Ask lots of questions. Please ask lots of questions. Ask me, ask your coach, ask the team. We want you to ask a lot of questions. It's the only way for you to learn. The first 90 days of my business, I was on the phone, text, or Facebook Messenger with my coach, Keith, 17 times a day. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. Especially my first 30 days. I was like, okay, what now? Wait, what do I do? Wait, what did you say? What were my 4 things I was supposed to do? Like, it's okay. Just ask. But I also would say, okay, I just sent 10 messages. Now what? Oh yeah, my personal development. Okay, I just read about personal development. Now what? Like, it's okay. It's okay to have us help you chunk it down. Okay? All right, guys. Have an amazing night. Thank you. Go get some rest. And I can't wait to see you all on the workout log tomorrow. Okay, good night.